Hi everybody, it's your guy here, the unknown, and today I want to explain the day 1, day 2, day 3 in advance. Okay, I want to go a little bit deeper. And guys, I'm really happy. I've seen your emails, I've actually seen your comments. I am glad because most of you are starting to understand this concept and most of you are starting to benefit from it. Okay, it's not supposed to be hard, hence I'm always sharing this. Okay, so I'm glad because most of you are starting to understand the day 1, day 2, day 3 and all the variations and the weekly template. I'm really happy. So if you have questions, guys, please ask. I will respond in a calm manner because I know where they're coming from. When I was learning, it was very difficult for me, nobody to ask, and yeah, the journey was just so long and very difficult for me. So I don't want that to be somebody's experience. Okay, so I'm happy most of you can see this. Okay, so guys, let's go to the economic calendar to look at how this week was. As you can see, guys, this week was crazy. From Monday, we just had a lot of news. You see, this whole week was red, and yeah, it was very red. And as you can see, we had formic and non-form in the same week. Okay, so you must understand that mostly, or the previous days before the formic, they will actually be pulling people into one direction so that they punish during the formic news. The same applies to non-form. When there is non-form, most of the time they will actually use the whole week to prepare for non-form. Okay, so just know that when there are news like this, everything becomes a little bit difficult. And just to explain one thing quite quick, you see, on Tuesday we had news. We had our news at 2:30 South African time for the dollar, and then we had news at 4 p.m. for the dollar. When you have news like this, your session doesn't actually open at 9:30 US time. Okay, why? Because you can't really open your session 30 minutes before the news. Okay, because the news might come and actually disturb anything, throw a stop punch, you're closed out. So when things are like this, I usually want to start my session after the news. Okay, it could be 15 minutes, 30 minutes after the news. Let the news trade and give you a picture. Okay, don't say your session starts at 3:30 South African time or 9:30 US time when you know that there's news coming in 30 minutes. Okay, we always want to allow the news to trade despite them giving an opportunity 30 minutes before the news. Okay, so guys, let's go straight to the charts. I don't want to waste time. Okay, as you can see right now, I'm starting from USD/JPY. As you know, the Japani is it's actually an Asian currency, so it can move during the Asian session, and USD is it's obviously a US currency, and it moves well during the US session. Okay, so guys, let's see. There are things that we have to do right before we start the week. Like today, it's Saturday. Do this today or do this tomorrow. Okay, you don't wanna go to Monday without this. Go to all your charts. Okay, all your charts, and do this. Note out the high of the week. Okay, note out the high of the week using the previous week. As you can see, my week actually started here. Okay, my week started here. I'm talking about this previous week. It started here. However, you need these levels, guys. You need the high, you need the low of the previous week. So usually I draw these levels on a weekend. It could be Saturdays or Sundays. That's why I'm saying make sure before you go to Monday you have done two things. First, you have looked at your economic calendar. You understand the news that are coming next week. Okay, you understand that. Okay, because it's quite easy. You just go to your economic calendar. Let me actually okay, let me say more. Okay, let me say more. Okay, now this is my whole week. Okay, starting from Monday, I know I don't have news. It's only under the yen. Okay, at 6 a.m. and it's Australian dollar on Tuesday. Okay, we had Fed chair power speaker on Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, we have unemployment claims. We have this news. And Friday, as you can see, next week is a little bit clean and it's gonna be highly tradable. Okay, so these are the things you must do during the weekend. I repeat, do this during the weekend. Go and look at the news. Note these times. Okay, because these are important things. And once you have done that, now you know how next week will look in terms of the news. Now you come and mark out your highs and lows of the week. Okay, I think here I made a mistake. This is low of the week. Okay, low of the week. Okay, and as you can see, one thing I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna go to properties and I'm gonna come to, you see, it's you land here, so you just come to common and you come to show object description, and then you say okay, now this levels and the description will appear, and I'll tell you why I use the descriptions. I've said that last week, I'll repeat. So one thing you're gonna do right now, you're gonna note the opening of the previous week. So when you're doing this, you're gonna do you'll be marking from the previous week that we are just coming from, the week that closed yesterday. Okay, so here usually I want to have a green color, and here I will say weekly close. This is the close of this previous week that we had. So guys, I need these levels, and the reason I'm using this description is because if you go to a 15-minute chart, you see, look at here and look at here. Okay, when I am actually scrolling, this levels stick, so I can clearly see when they reach this level. Okay, where are they? Are they at the high or are they at the low? Okay, as you can see now, the weekly close is here. Okay, so guys, doing this using the 1 hour time frame, and later I will make another video where I explain this concept on a 4 hour time frame. Okay, and I believe that will also clarify things more for everybody. Okay, so as you can see, coming to this week on USD JPY, this is what we have. And as I've already said, guys, just write this down, please. Okay, write this down. At the beginning of every month, okay, beginning of the month, okay, beginning of the week, okay, beginning of the day, okay, beginning of the session, they are most likely to take you to the wrong direction. Okay, understand that at the beginning, most likely they will take you into the wrong direction. Okay, because one thing the market does is when it opens, it consolidates. It might throw a stop hand, then go into the opposite direction. You will see this obviously most often. Okay, and even at the beginning of each day, you are most likely to see this behavior. During the agent session, they are most likely to send you into the wrong direction. Okay, so just note that. Okay, and always remember this. Okay, because when you are trading, you are actually interpreting the market using a lot of information. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's look at what they did on Monday. Okay, first of all, what I can say is we start analyzing from the previous week, because that's where the day 1, day 2, day 3 might start from. Okay, that's where the day 1, day 2, day 3 might start from. Okay, remember I shared 3 strategies with you: the weekly template, day 1, day 2, day 3, okay, breakouts, and the normal day 1, day 2, day 3, where the first day doesn't break out. Okay, so look at this week. Okay, looking at this week, we started. Okay, let's start here. Okay, I'm just gonna okay, it's fine, this color is okay. Let me use green for when it's breaking towards the upsides, and red when it's breaking towards the downside. You see this market on Tuesday, they made this low, which ultimately became the low of the week. Okay, and then the next day they broke. You see here, the moment they break here, I'm gonna repeat this. The moment they break here, then one thing for sure you know is that you have a peak formation. You have a peak formation down. You see, this is now your peak formation. Let me put it as red, and I'll explain why I'm doing this. Okay, you now have a peak formation. Okay, oh sorry, now you have one thing, you have a peak formation when they break the next day, and we do not counter trend peak formation. Okay, somebody asked me to explain this. When I say we do not counter trade peak formation, what I mean is, once they put a peak like this, how do you know it's a peak? When they break the other level the following day, that's when now you know that okay, this previous day they made a peak formation. Okay, so this is where everything is gonna begin. Okay, this is basically where everything is starting from. Okay, now we have a peak formation. In other words, we don't take any trade that is going back towards the peak formation. Okay, I won't sell to the peak formation coming from day one. Okay, so that's what I mean. Okay, if they give me a sell setup, I'm not gonna sell this, because now I will actually be selling back into the peak formation. A peak formation is obviously trapping traders. So if I'm gonna sell down, that means I'm selling back into trapped guys. And most of the time what they do is they will come close, but they won't break this level. Why? Because now they are sending everybody down again. Okay, so actually counter trending or taking a position back to the peak formation where people are trapped, you might end up being trapped more. Okay, sorry for this, you might end up getting trapped more. Okay, because at that level, at that time, there's already trapped volume. Okay, so we don't counter trend. I won't take a sell here, because a peak formation clearly tells me that they have trapped traders. The moment they break here, this means this is a peak formation. Okay, and when they break here, this becomes day one. Okay, it becomes day one. So guys, there's a lot of things that you have to actually be thinking about. Okay, this is day one. It's a first green day. Okay, it's a first green day. Okay, it's a day one. It's an ordinary day one. Why? Because they didn't break the high of the previous day. Remember, we have day one of breakouts. Okay, so I did say that sometimes they will use this as a day one, and if they uses this as a day one, they might not give you day three of breakouts. Actually, they might end on day two of breakouts. Okay, because this is another variation, another form of day one, day two, day three, where sometimes they give you day one of breakouts, day two of breakouts, day three of breakouts before they reverse. Sometimes they give you this as day one, but notice how it didn't break the high of the previous day. Okay, so this following day here now will become day two, and as I told you, I don't want to be selling back into the peak. This becomes day two. However, guys, you are traders. Okay, there's a lot of things you must be thinking about as I repeat this. Okay, so however, now we have day one of breakouts, so this day might actually be a day two, but as much as it's a day two, it's now the first day where we have breakout traders into the market. Okay, remember, we are preparing for this week, so now we are working through the previous week so that we understand what is happening. Okay, and that will prepare us for the week where we are coming to. Okay, so guys, as much as this is a day two, it's also a day one of breakouts, as you can see here. Okay, so the reason I use this kind of strategies jointly is because I know they might throw variations and I want to be prepared. Let me show you what I'm talking about right now. This day here, it's a Thursday. However, it's not just a Thursday, it's a day three. Okay, it's a day three. We are counting from the peak formation, and we only count this as day one when they break the high the next day. Okay, if it was going down, it was gonna be when they actually break the low. Okay, actually, if it was going down, we were gonna count when actually they were breaking the low, but now since they're going up, we are counting when they are breaking the high. So look at this, now they break here. What do you have on this day? Obviously, you have day two of breakouts into the market. And please pay attention to the reason behind me using these strategies combined. The fact is, day one, they gave us a peak formation. Yes, it's a day where it went up, so it's obviously day one when they break here. Okay, but they didn't break anything on the day itself. Therefore, that's why I'm using day one, day two, day three. However, I'm also bringing in the days of breakout. Okay, because there are days when you will get day one, day two, day three of breakouts, then they are more likely to reverse, or they can still continue. Okay, you need to know what to expect. Okay, so There are other days when they will use this as day 1, day 2, day 3. In this case, you won't get day 3 of breakouts into the market. Please understand this. I'm using two strategies combined. Why? Because now I am aware of the fact that, okay, nothing is going to be perfect, okay? They are going to use variations against me, okay? So when they use like variations against us, we must just take into the account the possibilities of those variations, okay? So now I'm taking two strategies at the same time. As you can see, what did they do? They didn't give us day 3 of breakouts. They didn't give us day 3 of breakouts. However, when I came to the charts, I knew that, okay, there's a possibility that I won't get day 3 of breakouts because already I'm on day 3. Okay, so there was a possibility where we could have got day 3 of breakouts. Okay, so even that will be day 3 because we will be on day 3 of breakouts. Okay, just understand the variations, guys. They are not gonna make things as easy as you want them to be. Okay, they are gonna use variations. Hence, we take this day 1 and the day 1 breakouts into the markets. Okay. So we're just taking we're just preparing actually ourselves for any possibility for a variation. Now look at what they do. Okay, they give us this, okay, and then they come here. You see what they did here? Okay, so this broke structure to the downside, okay, but usually I don't like taking news into account because I know that news are news, guys. News are news. So look at the following day. What did they do? They traded down, and right now I'm not going straight into the entries. I'm just explaining the day 1, day 2, day 3, okay, and showing you how they actually trick everybody. Okay, now look at the following day. I said I will use the red color for when they are actually going down. Okay, and guys, I'm spending a lot of time explaining this on this currency. When I go forward, I'm just gonna be quick. Okay, I just want everybody to be aware of the tricks they are gonna use. Okay, so look here, the following day we are on day 3. Okay, and this is what they did the following day. Okay, the following day they actually broke down, but as you can see, we had a sign of a break-in structure. Okay, we had a sign that the move towards the downside is now a little bit strong. Okay, we had a break. Oh, let me go. As you can see, they pull back, they went up, and then as you can see, they came and broke structure right here. Okay, they broke structure and they continued. This is a sign now that, okay, the move towards the downside is now strong, and they are breaking structure on day 3. So this obviously shows you what to prepare the next day, what to actually expect the next day. But we are not on that right now. Okay, we are not on that. Okay, so look at what they did the following day. Look at what they did. They broke down, they broke the low of the previous day. What does this tell us now? This obviously tells us that now this is a peak formation. Okay, when they break this level, this shows you that they have trapped traders high. Just see, go up. Obviously, now they are telling us through the peak formation that, okay, they have trapped traders up. So everybody going up is now trapped. If I'm gonna be buying towards the peak formation, then one thing I should understand is that, okay, they have trapped traders, and if they are gonna give me a buy signal, then it's gonna be a short buy. Why? Because I might also get trapped. Okay, because now they don't want to release those who are trapped. Remember what the markets always do. Okay, let me use this, and I'm just gonna put it somewhere. I don't know where. Okay, let me just put it over here. Okay, and I'm gonna use a black color. This is what the markets do. After showing you, what do? They trap. After trapping you, what do? They reverse. This is what they do always. No, that this is the goal or the objective of the markets. They show, they trap, they reverse. So you can see, if actually they're showing everybody to go up, go up, go up. So if I'm going to actually be counter trending, which is actually to buy back into the peak formation, what will I be doing? I will be buying their story where they are actually saying go up. Okay, so they are showing everybody that they are going up, and when everybody believes that they are going up, they trap. When they trap, in other words, we talked about the fact that when they want to sell, they are not able to sell all their orders at once because they open a very big orders. They open orders worth billions. Okay, so they won't get a fill because they are going against retail guys. Okay, so they will sell by portions, and that's where the patterns are born from. A double top is an M. Sorry guys, I'm explaining too much, but I want everybody to understand this concept. If they give you a double top like this is quite common. Okay, if they give you a double top like this, they're saying go up. Okay, when everybody is buying, they pull the market down, close some of those who bought here, and then they show you again go up. If you have been closed, you are most likely to enter again. Even others are most likely to re-enter because now the market is showing that it's going up. And remember, this is after the market has been going up for some time. So everybody who is actually in a position believes that a move is going to go 1,000 pips. Okay, so when they say go up again, if their orders don't get filled here, they will obviously pull the market. So if they haven't sold enough, that's why we will see a third leg going up. So on the third leg, they sell portions, people are buying. They sell, people are buying. They show you they're going up, you buy, they sell to you. By this time, most of the time, they have all their orders filled. Okay, they have all their orders filled. That's where they reverse. So if I am actually gonna be trading back into the peak formation, I might just end up trapped. Okay, so basically, what does this give you? This obviously gives us a day one. How or when does it become a day one? It actually becomes a day one when they break this low, which is the low of this very day. When they break the low, now we have what we call a day one. Okay, and as they break here, now we have a day one of breakouts. Okay, I want you to understand the variations. They will throw this kind of variations always. Okay, so now we have this. However, this remains day two. Okay, this remains day two, but when it comes to breakout, it's day one of breakouts. And as I've explained, we are using this jointly because we want to be prepared in case they will end up giving us a day three of breakouts. Okay, so I don't want anybody to be confused at this moment, hence I'm using this jointly. And now when we come to a Monday, what are we looking for? We know we might get day three continuation. As you see, they break out, they pump. Look at what they do at the beginning of the session. I said I'm not talking about entries, but let me just explain what was happening right here because I think it's important. Okay, let me first pull this. You see this line, it's for stability on my charts. Okay, so guys, let's see what they did on a Monday. Okay, I don't want to go through entries, but it's fine. This is the high of the Asian session. Okay, I want you to understand what is happening actually. Okay, this is the high of the Asian session. Okay, the high of the Asian session. Okay, the high of the Asian session. This video is gonna get way too long. Okay, and this is the low of the Asian session. As you can see, this is where the highest point the Asian session reached, and this is the lowest point the Asian session reached. Okay, so now we are just using Asia and taking the gap time into account. Why? Because it's part of Asia. Okay, that's what we are doing. Okay, and now the London opens, the high remains intact, however the low now is extended. Okay, so now when London opens, we have London opens, it closes everybody who might have bought on the gap time, and it goes down. So one thing you should ask yourself every day, what day is it? This is day three. What are you expecting on day three? I'm expecting on continuation so that it gives us day three. Okay, it all actually gives us a day 3, okay, because for it to give us a day 3, it must break the low, and once it has broken, that's when you can start anticipating a reversal, okay. However, do not enter blindly, okay. So this is the thing, guys, this is the thing. Now right here, you see, this is what you always ask yourself as the sessions are actually trading, okay. Who is in profit? Okay, whoever is in profit has stops, and those stops are the food for the market, okay. That's one thing you should always know. Whoever is in profit has stops, and those stops are what the market is actually looking to feast on. The market feasts on stops, okay. So when London opens, these guys from Asia who sold are actually in profit, okay. And the first hour obviously makes a high and a low. It makes a high and it makes a low, okay. So now before US opens, who is in profit? Because as you can see, this is where London ended, okay, and this is the first candle of the New York session. So who was in profit? Everybody from Asia was in profit. What are you anticipating on this day? I'm anticipating that we are gonna get a day 3, okay. We are gonna get a day 3. Remember here, we are on day 2 and we have day 1 of breakouts, okay. So we are anticipating that we are gonna have day 3. However, look, Asia pins, it breaks and it pins, okay. So we can't say this is it's day 3. It's not convincing. They just came and pinned. This is a dead giveaway, okay. When they pin like this, okay, they're propelling everybody to actually buy. And where is the market going to? To the ones who sold in Asia, okay. So what does US do? The moment US opens, it gives a stop hunt. That's the first thing you should know, okay. And this is one thing you should always look for. Always look for stop hunts, okay. Don't just sell, okay. Wait for them to hit stops, okay. Don't trade until they hit the stops. Why? Because they will most likely hit the stops. That's what the market is after. That's the food of the market, okay. The market is feasting on stops. So you see, the very first hour, what does the first hour do? It goes and closes everybody who was in profit from Asia on day 3. This is not a convincing breakout. We are still waiting for day 3, okay. Guys, this video is gonna get a little too long, okay, but it's okay. Okay, so you see, they close everybody using the first hour. The first hour of every session will make a high or a low. Write that down as well. The first hour will make a high and a low, okay. The first hour will make that. And let's look. Oh guys, this is so beautiful, okay. Unfortunately there were news, but you could take advantage of this news on a 1 minute time frame, okay. Let them trade, and then they will on a 1 minute pull back and give you a continuation, okay. So guys, now you understand what's happening in the market. It's about the big picture, okay. It's not about coming to a session and just trying to find something, okay. Be able to read through the story that the charts are telling you. They are telling you a picture. You see now, just before the news, where are we? Important, we are now on the close of yesterday. We are on the close of yesterday. You know now that a good trade is gonna come from either this line. Guys, if you are on this line and they pin and engulf this line at the right time, believe me, they are gonna give you a good trade. Look at what they do, okay. We are on the close. If we are at the low, if we are actually at the close, or if we are at the high, that's where your entries will come from, okay. Now I repeat, if you are on the low, the opening, the closing, and or the high, that's where your entries will come from, okay. Now you know already who is in profit after the first hour of the New York session. Obviously these guys are in profit. What day is it? What are you expecting on this day? It's day 3. This breakout is not convincing. We are waiting for them to give us day 3. This is obviously a very, very lucrative opportunity. Okay, this is a very greatest opportunity. They stop hunted. This is the most important thing, guys. Stop hunt. Stop hunt. Stop hunt is highly important. Okay, and as I said, okay, let's look. As I said, there was just a lot of news this week, and we had a lot of news. Okay, but you can take the first bounce. But this understanding the story that the charts are painting, okay, they stop hunted, everybody. Day 3, this is your trade. Okay, if you're on a US session, I already said most of my positions come from US or London session after the equity time. Okay, because the equity time is gonna do something. Believe me, 9:30 US time or 3:30 South African time is gonna do something. Most of the time it's gonna be a stop hunt, and most people misunderstand the stop hunt. Guys, a stop hunt can be something, you see, we are at the extreme. Going up is a stop hunt like this. It's closing everybody. Remember, they are going to use spread. You see how open the spreads are at this current moment. Here's the price and here's the spread. Okay, so we have a spread of 7 pips. They can open up to 10 pips quite quick here, and you won't even be aware that they hit you with a spread of 10 pips or even 15 pips quite quick. You won't be aware of that, and that's what they use. They use spread as an extra hand to grab. Okay, so now they actually used spread to extend their reach. They always do. Okay, so when you understand the stop hunt, sometimes the stop hunt will come like this. Yes, they are stopping hunting everybody like this, or sometimes you find that we are already on a market that is broken down, and 9:30 or 3:30 South African times open, and what do? They stop hunt back into the trend. That's a stop hunt. Okay, say for instance the market is actually going down and 3:30 opens right here, and they can stop hunt in the form of a pullback and then continue in the direction of the move. Okay, so you must understand that this can be used as a stop hunt. Okay, that's why if you looked at gold yesterday, I showed you that before the trade was actually taken, the one I posted yesterday, it was taken right before the US began, okay, and was closed before the equity time or actually began. You know why? Because you must understand that when 9:30 opens, it's gonna give a stop hunt. That is guaranteed most of the time. Okay, and now I'm just on a 15-minute chart. Okay, so guys, let's continue from a 1-hour chart. I just wanted to show you something very easy. Okay, so this was a day, you won't see this on a 1-hour chart. Okay, so let's just continue from where we were. So this gives us, it's a Monday, however it is on, it's a day 3. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna finish everything. This video is getting too long. There's a lot I have to explain, because I realized that there are some trades you take and people are getting confused. Okay, so what good will it do if the video short, however it leaves everybody hanging? If you feel like it's too long, you can watch up to where you feel like you understand, and then you can close it. Okay, because I don't want to leave people hanging. My objective for starting this channel was actually to enlighten everything for everybody, so that's what I want to accomplish. Okay, so now coming on this Monday, okay, remember we use this information generated from the charts to actually prepare for the next week. So you saw how they gave a nice opportunity on Monday. Okay, so now we are on day 2 breakout. Okay, this is gonna happen quite common, because sometimes they don't give you the day 3 breakouts. They give you day 3 starting from here, which is actually day 2 of breakouts. Okay, when we were explaining day 3 of breakouts, you saw how everything was actually happening. Okay, and we were getting day 3s of breakouts. But right now, just notice that they have changed. Now they're using a different variation to trick those who understand their breakouts. Okay, so they're using day 1, day 2, which is day 1 of breakout, day 3, which is actually day 2 of breakouts. Now there are people waiting for day 3 of breakouts, but I believe that the way I'm actually using everything clarifies everything for everybody. Okay, because I don't want you understanding the day 1 breakouts and not understanding the other variation that they will throw. Okay, so as I said, most weeks they will send you into the wrong direction on Monday. You saw how they sent everybody in the wrong direction, and you saw how they gave a good opportunity after closing everybody who was in profit. Okay, these are the best trades you should be taking or should be looking for, the ones you understand. Okay, the ones that have stop hunted. Okay, so guys, now let's go. Now we have a Tuesday. Look at this Tuesday. I love this Tuesday. Look at how it's actually behaving. Okay, look at how it's behaving. Now we are on the other side of the EMA. Obviously, when you wake up, you will see that now we are actually on the other side of the EMA. Okay, we are on the other side of the EMA, and we've just hit a level. We've just hit the low of the previous week. As you can see, I told you we need these levels because they will most likely react when they come to these kind of levels. You see how they respect the low. They stop hunt everybody who was in profit from last week Tuesday. This is a stop hunt. Okay, on a bigger picture, it's a stop hunt. Why? It came for those who were in profit from Tuesday. It stopped hunted them, it stopped them out. Okay, and then it started giving this crazy move. Okay, so as I always say, the most important thing I'm looking for is not to get it's not actually to get the entire move. No, I don't care about the entire move. Okay, I don't care about the entire move, but one thing that I care about, you might not get the pump because the pump might not be understandable on this day. Yes, we were on day 3, and we know that day 3 will give you a reversal trade exactly on day 3, or else they will give it the following day. Okay, so you might have, if you understand day 3, you might have got this one, or you might have not got it. Okay, so those are just possibilities. Okay, so if you didn't get this one, it's fine, but just look at something very fascinating. What do? They actually, okay, let's go, let me minimize this. Okay, you see. Okay, I wanted to see if they broke another high level from the previous weeks, but it's fine, they didn't. But look at something, calculate the pips now. How many pips did they go up? They went up 290 pips. 290 pips is plus minus 300 pips. So what this tells you is that they went up almost 300 pips. And what is 300 pips? It's 3 levels of 100 pips. Okay, you take 100 pips, you multiply them by 3, you get 300 pips. So this is 3 levels. Everything is about 1, 2, 3. There's just gonna be a huge variation. Sometimes they will use the levels. You see here, they didn't go up 3 days, but already they have got, okay, let's calculate this move. You see, this one went 3 days. Okay, it went 3 days, so it's roughly 190. They completed 3 levels of 50 50 50, which is 150. And yes, they did go beyond that by 40, but you must understand. Okay, let me just bring this indicator in right now. I'm bringing the sweet spot indicator in. Okay, this one will help everybody understand the levels. Okay, the levels. I'm just gonna make it a little bit visible, but it's gonna be slightly visible. Okay, slightly visible. So let's see what this tells us. Okay, okay, you see the move failed here. Let's see. Okay, I told you, as a trader, there's a lot of information you must be able to utilize. Okay, let me just do this again. Okay, nothing is confusing. 1, 2, 3. I will show you. You see, this is where this move failed. This is where the pin reached. Okay, and when we are going, okay. Let's see when we are going down. Guys, this is the information we have when you come to a Tuesday. Okay, we have this information. It's all on the charts. We are on day 3. Okay, and we know that day 3 is smart reverse. So they day 3s will reverse on the same day, but you can see obviously if they gave this day 3 obviously during the US session, it's not going to reverse the same day. Okay, so it might reverse the next day. Those are things you must just always be anticipating. Okay, because as you can see, this breakout actually got convincing when it broke here. You can see this is a pin on a 1 hour time frame. There's no candle that closed beyond the breakout. So to me, I told you, cut these pins. You cut these pins, you see that it really didn't break. What I usually want to do is to bring the line graph. You see this didn't break. Okay, I use the line graph most often. Okay, so it didn't really break for me. So I was still anticipating day 3 when the US session opened. You see that this was a stop hunt. You see it was a stop hunt. Look, prices didn't actually go there. They just pinned to close everybody who was in profit from the Asian session. That's a stop hunt. Okay, so those are the things I look for. As you can see now, I'm actually on the line graph. That's why I'm showing you that okay, they didn't really break. Okay, I love using this line graph when something doesn't really doesn't look convincing to me. So now obviously they gave a day 3 later. Okay, they gave a day 3 later. Even if you are on a line chart, you can see they only broke later. So obviously they're not gonna go and reverse on the same day. Sometimes they will, but most likely they won't. Okay, unless there is news later. Okay, so as you can see, once we're on day 3, they're most likely to reverse on the following day. So they did give that, but now we are not talking about that. Okay, one thing we are talking about now, it's the boxes. Look at the box. Okay, look at the box. Actually, this is where the move starts. You can see this is where they went the full range. Okay, the move starts on this dot. Let me just blow this thing up so that it can become roughly visible for everybody. Okay, visible. It's about visibility now. Where does this move begin? Where does it begin? Where did it end? Okay, so we need to know where it ended. It began here. You see this move began on this 25 pip. So they give us 25. You see dotted lines. I believe you see them, even though they are slightly visible, because I don't want to have a lot of things on my chart that gets confusing. So now we're gonna go to another 25 pip box. You see now we have 100 pip box. Okay, now we're gonna take it to here. You see, so roughly let's see, no, okay, let's see, this was just a pin. Okay, fine, we can extend this. Okay, as long as it makes sense to us, it's okay. Okay, so as you can see, I can say this move failed on this 50 pip box, because now we are talking about 50 pips. Okay, we are talking about 50 pips. Okay, unfortunately I think this box, okay, yeah, fine, it's good now. Okay, we are using now I messed up everything. Okay, but let me just edit the indicators, everything will go back to normal. Okay, as you can see, I've ruined things a little bit. Okay, fine. As you can see right now, right, you see this move actually failed on this 50 pip box. Okay, it failed on this 50 pip box. Why? Because from here we were just getting pins. Okay, yes, I said it failed here, but it is only a pin that went beyond. Let's use the line graph. You see this move actually ended here. As you can see, you see it ended right here. So it didn't go beyond, it failed on this 50 pip box. So we know that this move actually completed from here all the way down to here. So this tells you one thing: they completed a 150 pip box. What is 150 pip box? It's 50 50 50, 3 levels of 50. That's what they completed. Okay, now I'm gonna delete all the things we have. Oh, unfortunately the high of the week is now deleted. Let me just come back to the high of the week, deselect it, and now delete everything. You see, I should delete this box again. I want to show you something that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I know this might look confusing to many, but it's important. Okay, now look at this move. They didn't take 3 days to give this amount of pips, but they used 1 day. So guys, you obviously can't expect the market to keep going up after it has moved like this. It has been so explosive. You see, they went over 300 pips. Remember, we have ADR, average daily range. Okay, so we have an average daily range where they can go roughly 200 for a day, or else in the worst case they can reach 300. But remember, the ADR simply says market makers are only allowed to move a certain number of pips in a day, and we have a weekly range, okay, where they are actually allowed to move a certain amount of pips in a week. If they exceed those amount of pips, they have to come back and close within the range of that pips. So obviously you can't expect this thing to keep going up, okay? It's not even a metal, it's just a currency, okay? It's just a currency. So let's look at what they did. Okay, this move failed in this box. I want to be aware of where it failed, okay? And actually it failed here, okay? So this is where it failed. So you can see, if we bring a box, this move started on this 100 pip box, okay? So it went 100, okay? Where's the second 100 pip box? Okay, wait, this is a second 100 pip box, and then we barely finished the third pip box because it went 180, okay? So but you can see that we had 3 levels on a single day. So if we have 3 levels on a single day like this, then you should know what to anticipate, okay? It's not gonna go up forever. It has already gone plus minus 300 pips. This is 290 pips. It has gone plus minus 300 pips, okay? As you can see, it began on this 100 pip box, it went to this one, and then it went to the one that is, the line is deleted somewhere here, and then as you can see, it didn't complete this one, but however, do note where the move started failing. So it's almost 300 pips, okay? So once you have a move that went 300 pips in a single day, okay, you should know that that move might have ended. And besides, look at what they do the following day, okay? The same day they give this, and going to the next day, now we have this. What is this? What is this? This is a Batman stroke. This is half Batman. You've heard about half Batman. If you haven't, now you are hearing about it. Half Batman is a reversal pattern where they trap volume up, and they don't want to revisit the level again because they know that there is a lot of trap volume. So everybody above this 50 this is 50, okay? This 50 line, okay? You see this dot dot dot, this is a 50. So everybody above this price, you see, it's just prices, okay? Everybody above this prices, you see, they gave an M pattern. However, everybody above here is trapped, and as you can see, when they come on a Wednesday, they don't want to revisit that price again. Why? Because everybody going up right here is trapped. People believe that the move is gonna go 1,000 pip, which is impossible, okay? So now they give a hard Batman. You must understand patterns, okay? Hard Batman is a pattern, just like when we talk about double tops, triple top. There's a psychology, and I'm just telling you the psychology behind. They take people up, okay? They take people up, and then what do? They slowly actually just give a a consolidation, okay? And now they are moving slowly. They give a break in structure. You see this? Now this is a break in structure. They revisit the pattern, they revisit the consolidation, then drop, okay? So this is where you must start understanding things like patterns. This is a half Batman. Trap people up. Don't go and revisit that level ever again. You're gonna see this every now and then. Instead of going this amount of pips in 3 days, they decided to use 1 day and complete the 300 pips, okay, after a day 3. So yes, this is day 1. See how they pieced through the high of the week. They went through all the high of the week. Everybody is in, okay? There are many people who follow this move. That's what you have to understand. Where are trap traders? This is a trapping pattern. Everybody above this half Batman is trapped, okay? That's one thing I want to see. Where are trap traders, okay? And the most important thing you should understand is that now they completed over 300 pips in a single day. There's no need for them to actually go 3 days. They can just consolidate and start trapping if their orders are not yet filled. But here, obviously, they got a lot of orders. And one thing they were counting on is there were a lot of open positions all throughout the way. People opened during Asia, people opened during London, people were buying during USD, because as you know, trend is your friend. Okay, so this went over 300 pips. This is 3 levels of 100. Okay, they give a half Batman. Okay, everybody above this line, you can see everybody here is trapped. Now they are consolidating below, and what do? They give an inside day. Okay, after this inside day, what do they do the following day? We don't do anything on an inside day. Okay, because they can still continue going up and trapping and trapping and trapping. We only get interested when now they break and tell us that, okay, that half Batman was actually a peak formation. You see, these are the things we're actually looking for, and this is so easy. Okay, more especially when you know what you're actually looking for. Okay, I did say this video is gonna get too long, guys. There's just a lot to explain. Okay, so as you can see, I'm taking the lines off. I don't really want my charts to be clustered. Okay, makes them look ugly. Okay, because I always mark my charts every day. So on this day, this is day one of breakouts. Okay, this is day one of breakouts. However, it was a very violent day, and it has completed almost 300 pips. Okay, so despite being a day one of breakouts, it has actually gone beyond what the previous 3 days has gone through. Okay, you see, this one only went 150. They are all, it's always gonna be 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's always gonna be 3 levels. Okay, it's just that, as you can see, these 3 days they just used 50, 50, 50, and they went a little bit beyond 150 pips, which is actually 3 levels of 50. And then this week, what did they do? They went 300 pips, still 3 levels. So everything is just 1, 2, 3. Okay, half Batman, we only get interested here. When we see here, we now know that, oh, okay, now this half Batman is a peak. But for those who understand the patterns, those who go and search for half Batman, you'll see how it looks. Okay, and I just told you the psychology. Trap people above here and then never revisit that price again. They don't want to release you. If you find yourself trapped here, it's over for you. Okay, it's over for you. Just know they might go another 3 days against you. Okay, so that's why there is a rule we use. If you are not in profit for about 2 to 3 hours, scrap that trade with little loss or with a huge loss. If you are not in profit within 2 to 3 hours, close that trade. Why? Because obviously the market has something in it's planning something. Okay, and that something might involve going through through your account, like digging a big hole into your account, provided you don't even have a stop losses. They can dig deeper and deeper, and that's gonna pain you. Okay, and you're gonna actually exit with big losses. Okay, so guys, as you can see, I don't know if I should continue, but I will continue because I want everybody to understand. Okay, so now this is when we start getting interested, and this is day one again. It only becomes day one when they break the low. Okay, you see, note how I didn't put anything here. I didn't even say day one. The only thing I said was this is a half Batman. That's all I said. But the moment I put this highlighter here showing that now they've broken the low of the previous day, this is when I'm putting a day one here. It's not a day one breakout. Okay, it's just a day one. Okay, there are certain instances where they will, after an inside day, they will hit and go the opposite direction, but I'll show you. Okay, this one has already gone 3 levels of 100 pips, and you know we have an ADR. You go beyond this level of pips, you have to come back and close within the range. That's why most of the weeks you find that, okay, they open here, they go many pips out, and then when they close, they will come back inside. Okay, most of the time they will do that, not always. Okay, because there are certain times they will actually have to align with the fundamentals. Maybe the fundamentals are saying the yen has to grow in value, simply meaning that now maybe in the long term they have to align with an uptrend. Okay, so you have to understand that. However, the average weekly range is a law, or else the market makers will break the market. Okay, so guys, I dwelt a lot on this one because I want you to understand, next time it happens, you can't expect the market to keep going up after such a big move. Okay, You can't expect that. Sometimes they will, provided maybe they went down and they went out of the weekly range and now they have to come back. Yes, that's understandable, but most of the time they won't give you this. Okay, they won't give you this. Okay, so now this is day one and we go to day two. You see, this is day two. However, it becomes day one of breakouts because it's the first day where we have day one breakouts in the market. And what are we looking for? Obviously, we are looking for a day three the next day. Okay, and I'm not gonna go through this trade because one thing I understand is that there was news yesterday and I don't want to be guessing news. As I told you, do not guess news. Wait for them to trade. They will give you an opportunity. Okay, so right now what we have thus far, we have okay, I love this. I love how they came and landed on the low. You see, they broke the low, stop hunted, they came back. Now the day closed on this low. So you see, this is why I say mark this low, mark your high of the previous week and your closing price. This is where they are most likely to react. You see, the move began on this line. Funny, it's not a coincidence, guys. The move began on this line, the move ended on a Friday on this line. It began on a Monday on this line, it closed on a Friday on this line. So these are important key levels where they will obviously continue reacting. Okay, so guys, as you can see, this was a beautiful day and let's see. Okay, they made a low, they pulled back inside, and you can see who was in profit. They came down, they didn't close those who were in profit, but remember, I told you that your trades will come from this line. See how they engulf and they go back into the EMA just close to the to yesterday's closing price. So guys, this indicator is in the description. It's free, you can just download it. Okay, it's gonna save you a lot. Why? Because this is where your entries will come from. Somebody asked me, hey, I should make a video about entries, and now I'm giving you a hack. Most of your entries will come from this line. Okay, they will come from this line, and believe me, your trade will be going to another key level. So it's going to be from a key level to another key level. Okay, and yes, of course, they will try to scare you out of a winning position. Just take your trade, put your stops, put your take profit. Understand that they are most likely going for those in profit. So when you see here, these guys down here were in profit. Okay, I always want to know who is in profit before the session begins. You see, these guys down here were in profit. Okay, these guys down here were actually in profit, and that was before we actually broke to get a day three. We knew that these guys were in profit, so most of the time they will be going to those who are actually in profit. Those are some things you must just understand. Okay, and now guys, I know this video is getting too long, but let me just explain and you watch it up to the point whereby you feel comfortable. Okay, so now I'm coming to gold. Gold gave very beautiful trades, more especially yesterday after non-form, and I will explain everything that was going through my mind as everything was happening. Okay, as I said, unfortunately I spent a lot of time explaining on the first part because I wanted people to understand. So let's go. We go through the process over and over again. What do? We identify the high. Okay, do this on the weekends. I repeat, the first thing we do, we come to the economy calendar, we check how next week is gonna be. Okay, once we have done that, we go back to our charts. We do this on the weekends. Okay, and I love doing these things with all of you because then you get to see how I actually do everything and how actually everything is done. So this is gonna be the high of the week. Okay, and remember, nothing is appearing yet, and then we're gonna click here, properties. You land on colors, you come to commons, you select this last one, and you say okay, now the high of the week is there. And you see, I want to use thick lines because I want everything to be in order, and I want this line to actually stand out. Okay, they stand out. Okay, so I want to be seeing these lines throughout the week. Okay, so you see, we do this for the previous week when we are coming preparing for this upcoming week. Now we're gonna note this. What is this? This is actually the low of the week. Okay, this is low of the week. Okay, this is the low of the week. Okay, and where is the closing of last week? The closing will be shown on Monday. Okay, obviously we need Monday to begin so that we can get the close of the previous week. Okay, so I want to make this green just to differentiate these colors. Okay, just to differentiate the colors. Okay, sorry for that. It's long, guys, it's long, but I have to do this. Okay, because this will help everybody understand. Okay, I don't enjoy making long videos, but there's just a lot of information that I want everybody to understand. Okay, and I am glad that most people are actually understanding this. Okay, so guys, let's come to this one. It's gold. Okay, now we have our levels. This is beautiful. We have our levels and we have our weekly separators, as you can see, and I have the highs and the lows, and I have the closing prices. Okay, so you can download this this indicator, this closing in the I have the description in the link. Okay, so this is beautiful. We are starting with gold. I always start where the move begins. Okay, you see, actually, okay, same thing I've been saying always. Okay, when they break this low, we now have, this is a peak, this is a day one. Okay, actually let me start from this week so that we can all be on the same picture. As you can see, this market was going up and up and up. Okay, up and up, and we did explain this one, that's why I'm not gonna go through it. And the following day, you see, go up, go up, go up. Okay, but we only start interpreting this when they break here. So when they break here, we know that, okay, this was a peak formation, and now one thing we know is that we don't counter trend peak formations. Why? I repeat, because peak formations actually show places where they have trapped traders, and trading back into a peak formation will simply mean you are actually buying into what they are doing, because they're showing you go up, go up, go up. So you see, those who bought right here, they were in profit during the Asia, but if they held on, they were actually buying back into the peak. Why? Because as I've already alluded, this is day one. This becomes day one the moment, actually let's just say peak. Okay, I want people to understand this as a peak formation. Okay, because this clarifies everything. So you see, we have a peak here, and as you can see, they gave a pin in golf. Okay, people bought this, people bought this. Remember, when you are buying after peak formation, you are now buying into trapped traders. You are becoming trapped yourself. Okay, this is a break-in structure. You see, break-in structure down, you buy, you are buying back into the trap. Okay, so this is why I really hate, let me just blow these charts a little bit so that those who pay close attention to every candlestick will actually start seeing things clearer and understanding. Okay, so guys, when you are actually counter trending a peak formation, counter trending simply means trading back. You are now trading back into trapped volume. Okay, so as you can see, this now becomes a day one. Okay, same things we were explaining on the charts before is the same interpretation we're gonna use here. We're gonna use day one. Okay, day one, and notice how I'm not using day one of breakouts. This is just a day one. Why? Because it becomes a day one in the peak formation when they broke the low the following day. So this becomes day one, day two. Okay, this becomes day two. Remember, variation. We don't want the variation to catch us unaware. This becomes day two. However, it becomes day one of what? Day one of breakout, guys. Okay, now we have day one breakout, guys, into the market. Okay, let me just put this as a capital letter, as I always love to do. This now simply means we have day two, but we have day one of breakout, guys, in the market. Why? Because they break this low. As you can see, they broke the low. Okay, and then when we come to a day three now, okay, this is not a good setup for me. Why? Maybe I could have taken the US, but you can just see how they didn't give back to the low, because I want to be taking day two continuations. And as you can see, like, this is not a proper day two. Okay, because this tells us that, okay, now we have a day one, so it's not a proper setup for me. Okay, but this day three is a very clear setup for me. Okay, you see the London, it's a very clear setup for me. Okay, Okay, so let me tell you something. The moment they break here, now we have day 2 of breakouts into the market. Okay, day 2 of breakouts into the market. However, what day is it? It's day 3. Okay, so there's a possibility that we're gonna get this is what, day 3. Okay, there's a possibility that we might get day 3 of breakouts, but we must also understand that they might use this as a day 1. Okay, day 1, day 2, day 3. So they went down 3 consecutive days, because yes, they opened on Monday with a pin, but what is a pin? A pin is just like a candle going down. Okay, so those are the things you must understand. Okay, so now we are on a day 3. What are we expecting? A reversal, because we are on day 3. Is it always going to be like that? No, but the most important thing is to look at the behavior. Look at the US. I told you that your entry will come from this line, or this line. Okay, this is where your entry is going to come from. Okay, however, now we are preparing for this week, so we don't want to be explaining this week. Okay, we just want to see how this week traded, so that we can use that information on this upcoming week. Okay, so let me not talk about the entries. I just wanted to show you that your trade will come here, will come from this line or this line. Okay, these are areas where you should take your trade, and when it's coming from this line, most likely it's going to go to the next key level, or even the next key level. Okay, so now it only depends on your patience level. Okay, can you hold for, if you understand day 1, day 2, day 3, that's when you can hold for at least 2 days or 3 days. Okay, but it's most likely at least 2 days. Okay, because you understand the day 1, day 3, but I'm not advising on any of that. Okay, so as you can see, they made a peak, they came down, but this is just nothing until the day it breaks here. Okay, yes, it's a first green day, it's day 1, but it only becomes a day 1 to us when it breaks the following day. But those who understand day 2 continuation might have got this. Okay, you see they gave a nice trade to the high. You might have got day 2 continuations, but now we don't want to confuse everybody. This day becomes a peak formation when what happens? It becomes a peak formation when the next day it breaks the other level, because this day didn't give us a day 1 of breakouts. If it had given us day 1 of breakout, then the day 2 continuation was going to be a very, very beautiful setup. Okay, however, it didn't give us what? Day 1 of breakout. It just gave us a first green day. Okay, which is just an ordinary day 1 when it breaks here. So coming the next day, what do we have? We have day 2 and we have day 1 of breakouts. Okay, and then coming the next day, we have day 3. Why? Because now they broke here, and I told you I want to use green color so that you can see that now they are going up. But I believe that you understand what we are talking about at this moment. Okay, so let's see. I told you this video is gonna get crazily long, because I want everybody to understand how this previous week traded despite having a lot of news. Actually, I will end here, but I wanted to do all these currencies, but I can see if I just try to do that, this is gonna be the longest video ever, but I don't want that. Okay, I want everybody to have some time to rest, and yeah, of course, that's what I want. Now we have day 2 of breakouts. Okay, now we have what? Day 2 of breakouts. We have day 3, which yes gives us day 2 of breakouts. Okay, this gives us day 2 of breakouts. Okay, and let's look what happens the next day. We get day 3 of breakouts. Okay, day 3 of breakouts. Are we always gonna get this? Obviously not. Day 1 of breakouts, day 2 of breakouts, day 3 of breakouts. We got day 3 of breakouts this week. Now hopefully you understand why I use these strategies jointly, because there are days they are not gonna give day 3 of breakouts, and that's when we should know that, okay, based on the behavior, are they giving a reversal behavior or what? Okay, those are the most important things to know. Okay, those are the important things to know. Okay, those are the important things to know. Are they giving a pump to dump kind of scenario, or are they giving a dump to pump scenario? Okay, so these are the things you must understand. So fortunately, Oh, this is good. We got a day 3 of breakouts. Okay, now we come on Monday. We were preparing for this week. Now we know that on Friday was day 3 of breakouts. Oh, this is beautiful, guys. So what is the market telling us on a Monday? On a Monday, it opens here and it gives an inside day. Okay, what are we going to write? Inside day. Okay, inside day. Inside day. That's what we write. Inside day. What is this? It's an inside day. What is it telling us? Inside days, they don't tell us much information until the next day they broke another level. Okay, so if you look at how this one traded, let's cut the pins. This is an inside day. Okay, and the following day they went and stop hunted everybody. Okay, so this is quite common. Let me give you something that will help you. Okay, let's say this is the day where they gave an inside day. An inside day is something like a consolidation, right? So when you get an inside day like this, the following day, or what you should ask yourself is, who is in profit? Okay, where is the money? That's the first question you ask yourself anyway. Who is in profit? Because the market is going to go for those who are in profit. So I'm giving you two scenarios right now, okay, that happen when we get an inside day. So we know there's money up here, and of course we know there is money down here. So what is the money we are talking about? We're actually talking about stop hands. Those who are in profit who bought here have their stops all under here, and those who sold here have their stops all under here. Okay, those who sold here have their stops above here. Okay, and those who bought here have their stops underneath here. Let's go back to our charts. Okay, so we know this is the inside day. This is the inside day. So where are stops? People who sold during the London session, where are their stops? Their stops are obviously above this line. Okay, let me make it a little bit thin. Why? Because I don't want it to look the same as the high of the day. Okay, now remember, I'm trying to explain things in a little bit detail, okay, so that everything will start making sense. Okay, so guys, who is in profit when we come to this point? Who is in profit? Who is in profit? These guys here are in profit. Okay, and these guys down here are also in profit. This is an inside day. This is not a convincing breakout. I'm not gonna note it as a breakout. Okay, kindly note that. Okay, so yes, it's a stop hunt. Okay, this is a stop hunt. Okay, it stopped everybody. So what did they do? They started by stopping people down. So okay, there was money here, there was money here when the day closed. Okay, people who sold here were in profit, people who bought here were in profit. And now when this day opens, Asian session, what does it do? It closes everybody here. So who is in profit? These guys are in profit. Okay, so they go for them using the pin. Okay, they go for them using the pin. Okay, and when US opens, who is in profit? The guys who sold here. This will help you guys. The guys who actually bought here, bought after the stop hunt. Remember, people like me, I want to see a stop hunt. When I see a stop hunt, believe me, those are trades that will hardly be closed. If you wait for a stop hunt, okay, you'll hardly be closed. Okay, so people who bought here are the ones in profit after they've eaten here. So when this candle closes everybody up here, who is in profit now? They've just closed these guys. Okay, and the people who saw this one and closed are the ones whose stops are here. Okay, the people who bought here, because I can't say this is a breakout, so I'm not saying this is a peak so far. Okay, I'm not saying this is a peak. Okay, so the people who actually bought here are in profit. Now let's see what happens. Let's go to a 15-minute chart. I want to explain this because I believe it will present a good opportunity for people to see how some of these things present opportunities. You see, this is the high of the Asia. Okay, this is the high of the Asian session, and the low obviously the low is obviously this level. Okay, this is the low of the Asian session. I want people to understand this, hence I'm explaining it. Okay, I know this video is gonna get complicated. There's a lot of things I'm explaining, but try to watch it numerous times and then you understand. So this is just a stop hunt. There are people who saw this and enter. Remember, not everybody is trading after session times. There are people who are actually looking for moves and opportunities. So there are people who understood this as a stop hunt because it came and closed everybody from here, right? So when it closed everybody from here, to us or to me, it's not a convincing breakout. Okay, so let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Asia trades, and okay, Asia ends here at the closing of Friday. This is where you see they're pinning. I told you this is where they're most likely to react. Okay, so when Asia closes here, US opens. This is crazy. Let me look at this time. This is US equity opening time. What did I say? Equity time is most likely to give a stop hunt. And this is something people are not willing to accept. If you saw yesterday's trade during the news, I showed you that it was closed before the equity opened. Why? Because I understand one thing. The equity time will do something crazy. Okay, so look at this. This is the candle that opens exactly at 9:30 US time, 3:30 South African time. Okay, what do? They throw a stop hunt to the top. Everybody is chasing the stop hunt. Everybody is chasing the stop hunt. They come for those who are in profit. Okay, and I messed up my line. Okay, one thing I understand is that this line was here. Okay, this is the this is actually this line is supposed to be, let's say it's supposed to be here. It's fine. Okay, it's supposed to be here, as you can see. Okay, so as you can see, guys, they throw a stop hunt back to the top exactly at 9:30 US time. That's what I said. 9:30 will do something. If you understand stop hunts, you will clearly understand that US is more likely to throw a stop hunt, and a stop hunt can be in any direction. Okay, however, in this case, they went for those who were in profit from the previous day, and that's when they collapsed. Remember, as they are going up, people are following this trend. That's where they collapse. So on this day, there was a very good scalp. If you understand the behavior of prices, okay, the behavior of prices. However, this is still an inside day to me. Okay, so up until they break this level, when they break this level, now we know that when they break this level down here, I showed you that this is just a pin. Okay, when they now break this level here, that's when now we know that, okay, this was a peak formation. Okay, this was a peak formation. Okay, this is why I hate counter trending. You see everybody going up, they are all going against, they're all going to the peak. Okay, this is where it becomes dangerous. When you don't understand peak formations and you want to trade back into the peak formation, this is where it becomes very dangerous. Okay, you don't actually counter trend to the peak formation. Okay, look at how many people were following this move and actually look at how they actually stop hunted, and price didn't even go beyond that. Okay, and they started falling. So I told you, your trade will come from this line, or this line, and it will actually be going to the other key level. So those who on a smaller time frame, they could have seen an opportunity here after the stop hunt, and that was going to take them to the other extreme. You see, so now this becomes day one. You see, now this is day one. Actually, this is day one of breakouts. It actually becomes day two, man. Sorry, this becomes day two. This is an inside day, and we can actually now put this as day one. You see, it's an inside day, but we can put it as day one because it's an ordinary day one. As you can see how this day closed. Okay, now we can just say this was a day one. I know I wrote inside day, but you can see the moment they break here, that's when now we are adjusting our charts. Yes, it was an inside day, but we can now actually put day one here. Okay, we can actually now put day one. Okay, we can put day one here. Why? Because clearly now they've broken this level, so this becomes our day one. Okay, and this becomes our day two. Okay, and the following day actually becomes our day three. So you understand what has been happening. This is a day 3, okay? And then the following day, what do we have? Okay, let me just bring, you saw that this was day 2 of breakouts, right? But we didn't get day 3, okay? So this was day 1 of breakouts, okay? But last week we did end up getting day 3. So these are the things I want everybody to understand, hence why I'm using this as strategies jointly, okay? I wish everybody could just understand the simplicity of this, okay? The simplicity of this, okay? As I was explaining, the inside day, so there's money here, there's money here. So then the following, they are most likely to come and close these guys, take out their stops, and then they can go to the other direction, or they can hit stops and continue consolidating, okay? But understand the significance of stop hunting, okay? Understand the significance of stop hunting. So right now, as we can see, we were on day 3, and then we got an inside day. On this day, we didn't know if we were actually gonna get day 3 of breakouts or not. Why? Because this day tells us nothing. It's just an inside day. It's just an inside day. And notice they actually gave this inside day intentionally. Why? Because when there is news like non-farm, then there's gonna be some crazy moves, okay? And they might actually use a couple of days to prepare for non-farm. So as you can see, they actually gathered orders here. The people who sold here were in profit, okay? This was obviously during the formic, and people who actually sold here were also in profit. So you must understand how they prepare for news like non-farm, you see. And we can also say people who bought here were also in profit, because we want to understand both sides, okay? And I'll show you how I actually managed to get the gold trade later, okay? So you see, they used 2 days to prepare, and people down here are also in profit. So understanding the significance of stop hunting, okay? So we know we now got day 3, and now this was an inside day. It broke nothing, therefore we can't render this day as day 1. Why? Because they broke no level here, okay? They broke no level. It's just an inside day. They didn't break the high, they didn't break the low. So we can't render this day 1, okay? And we can't render this day a day of failed breakout or a day where we had a peak formation. We don't have a peak formation. They could have continued going down. You see, the setup was so perfect. And actually, I actually saw this trade, and it was a good trade for a day 2 continuation, okay? However, it didn't yield the desired results. Why? Because as you can see, it managed to close everybody, and then during the session time, as you can see, they managed to go down. However, they didn't reach the bottom. So sometimes, yes, we'll get days like this which end up being inside days, because this was a very good trade for me on a Thursday, okay? So it ended up being an inside day, and as you can see, they gave another inside day. So look at how they are squeezing people to go up, okay? They're actually squeezing people to go up. And once you see this, they're squeezing people to go up, okay? They're squeezing people inside this inside bar. You see, we got an inside day, and this was also an inside. These 2 sessions were inside this day. So this day is inside this day, and these 2 sessions are now inside this day. You know what that creates? It creates a lot of liquidity, because underneath or above all this extreme, there is a lot of order flow, order block, whatever you call it, liquidity, okay? So once you understand this and you are actually looking at the bigger picture, you could have saw what they were actually cooking, okay? So as I gave an example here, understand the significance of inside day and stop hunting, okay? So when we came to a Friday, there was non-farm. They just went explosively up. This to me looked like a stop hunt. Why? Because they have trap volume here. They also have trap volume here. Now, if you look at this carefully, they're not taking out any of these guys, okay? If they wanted to come and take out these guys, they would have, but they didn't. So this to me was a clear stop hunt. And going to a 1 minute time frame, let's go to a 1 minute time frame where I want everything to be clear, because there are people who still don't understand how actually I saw this opportunity. Look at what non-farm is doing. Remember, we are coming from double inside days right before this news. Okay, so now we understand that there's a lot of liquidity. Okay, look at how explosive these guys went. They went, this was so perfect, guys. We talk about 1 2 3, and 1 2 3 is everywhere, but unfortunately there are people who are struggling to see this. One push up. Okay, we are not compromising now. Second push up. Okay, this is a second push up, and now I'm gonna end right here. I don't want to make this video longer than this. Okay, I'll make another one later. Okay, this is the second push up. Okay, after non-farm, this is a third push up. Intentionally, this is a third push up. You see, one push up, second push up, third push up. They take out everybody who ended up at the closing of the week. Okay, and this is where now they are trapping people. So guys, this is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence. We take this, the bodies right here. You see, I'm gonna blow this up a little bit. Okay, you see, where are we? We are on a level. We are on a level. This is last week's closing price. We are at a very important key level. Okay, key level. We are actually at a very important key level, which is which one? The weekly close. How are they behaving? They gave 3 pushes to the top, right? Okay, fine. How many pips did they go? Roughly 180. So this is just beyond 50. So this is a little bit above 3 levels of 50 pips. 50 times 3, that's 150. Okay, 180 is not far from 150. Okay, so now when you look at this, this is so fascinating. Now they are trapping people above last week's closing price. This is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence. So if you look at this, there are many things that went into this trade. Okay, you see, now it's not only that. For me personally, when I come here, you see here, this is now my level. I told you sometimes they want to give you a very perfect support so that you believe that support resistant kind of crap. Okay, so this for me was a break-in structure. Okay, I told you, don't rush, don't guess, wait. Okay, this is what I always say every time when there is news. Wait. If you don't get the opportunity, fine, preserve your capital. This is a business, it's not gambling. You see now, you see, this is an M. You see, this is an extended M after the third leg. Also notice how perfectly this candle have been closing. When you see something like this, be curious. You see, all this candle are sitting here and they don't want to go beyond. Okay, they don't want to go beyond. Okay, let's look just before the US equity time, because the equity time opened on this candle. Okay, it opened on this candle. This is the equity time opening for another opportunity for those who understand stop hands. But I didn't care much about this because it's it's actually unmeasurable. You can't measure the extent to which they will go, and you know this is just a stop hand. Okay, so guys, look at what was happening right here. Break-in structure, and after this break-in structure, don't rush, relax. Look at how they give you a nice perfect triangle, and look at how this candle stop hunts everybody who sold here. Everybody is trapped here. Not only that, it's so funny because it didn't end here. This is one push. Okay, after the breakout, other breaking structure, this is the second push. Okay, and this one, you see, they're going up. This is a third push. Unfortunately, the third push didn't go beyond because they're already trapped traders. So this tells you a very beautiful picture. It tells you they are trapping volume above this line. Okay, everybody going up above the weekly closing price of last week is trapped. Now this was beautiful, guys. 7 minutes only. 7 minutes to where the move began. We are not taking the pins. We are only focusing on the bodies. Okay, to where the move began. 7 minutes, 100 pips locked. You see, this is 113 pips locked in 7 minutes. And if you understand times, you know now that the equity is opening and the equity is more likely to give a stop hunt. So they give a stop hunt back into the trapped volume. And I know somebody asked how I saw this one. Obviously, you see, this is actually 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3. Okay, look at how perfect the number 3 is. They give this beautiful candle with its a hammer, and then they give an inside bar, and then they give an engulf. Okay, and they never ever come back. Okay, if you understand where they've trapped traders, this is where you could have put your stop, but they were too big. Okay, so my stops were not that tight. Okay, they were somewhere around here, and they never came back here. They never came back to this level. You see, they never came back to this level. You see, you enter. Actually, the entry was here. Yes, it was here. The entry was somewhere here before this candle closed, because I understood how it was. And as you can see, back to a key level. Where is the high? Where's the high? Where's the high of these lines? Have actually clouded the line. The high of last week is somewhere here. Yes, the high of not last week, the high of yesterday. Let me just search for it. You'll see, you see, this is the high. This line here, you see, here are the dots. This is the line. So this gave a nice opportunity back to the high of yesterday. It was around 70 to 80 pips. You see, 70 to 80 pips. You see, nice, nice, nice. But where does this move come from? Understanding where they have actually trapped volume. Trapped. Everybody above here yesterday was trapped. So as I always say, identify trapped volume. Everybody here was just trapped, including everybody who went up here. So everybody here was just trapped. Okay, so when you understand trap, how they trap, this was a very, very good move. Okay, understanding trap volume 1 2 3, and then 1 2 3, and then again 1 2 3 didn't end here. It came like 1, and then it came like 2 after the equity opening time, and then it came like 3. You see, 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3. That's where the move ended. You see, this is how this was a very good opportunity, more especially after 2 inside days. I'm saying 2 because yes, this was an inside day right before this news exploded. Okay, so yeah, let me end it here and I'll make another one because this one is getting too long. I wanted to go to CAD. I wanted to go to okay, the pound US dollar, but I think this is crazily long, and I just feel like it won't be fair to anybody if I just keep on going. Okay, because you're gonna get tired. But there were opportunities everywhere. 1 2 3. Can I go through this quite quick without actually explaining or what I've already explained? Okay, let me just go through this quick. Okay, let me go through this quick. You don't have to watch the whole thing. It's fine as long as you watch up to a point where you understand. Okay, I told you there's certain things we have to do every week, and that's marking out our 3 levels, our 3 significant levels, and that is actually the high of the week. This one is the high of the week. Okay, and it's gonna be red. And note how I'm using thick lines. Okay, because I want this to stand out. Okay, just like here, you see, you were able to see that this is a key level. Okay, you were able to see that now they are bouncing on a key level. Okay, so okay, let's do this quite quick right now because I want these levels to be visible. As I told you, now this is what you do. You come to the low and boom, these levels will be visible. And now we're just gonna go and identify the low. Guys, I'm not gonna go through entries. I'm not gonna even explain the day counts or whatsoever. I'm just gonna go through this quite quick because this is long and I'm actually exhausted as well, and you know, I have to rest as well. Okay, so let's just do this quite quick. And where is the opening of the week? Closing price of last week. This is the closing price of Friday. Okay, as you saw in the previous example, they always come to the closing price. Okay, they always come to the closing price, the low, the high. These are the levels where they will always revisit, okay? And once you understand the importance of these levels, the high, the close, the low, that's when you will know they trap traders right above the close, okay? And yeah, guys, this was so beautiful, okay? Let me just go through CAD a little bit quick, okay? I wish I can go through GPSD, but 2 hours is gonna be way too much. But guys, I don't know. Unfortunately, this is not a live. You can't comment. If it was a live, everybody was gonna have a say, and it was gonna be a little bit entertaining, okay? So let me just see. Okay. This is where everything began, and this is where we want to start tracking from, okay? Okay, you see this one was beautiful, guys. This one was beautiful, okay? Why? Because this is a day one of breakout right away, okay? No, this thing of day one where we don't have breakouts. This is just day one of breakout straight away. No tricks, no anything. They give a day one, which is a breakout day straight away. You see here, now they broke out here, okay? But I'm tired, but it's fine. Let me just try to finish this, okay? But I'm feeling tired, honestly. I don't want to lie. I'm feeling exhausted, okay? So this was day one of breakouts, okay? They gave day one of breakouts right straight away. So this makes things a little bit easier. This becomes day two of breakouts, okay? This will become day two of breakouts, okay? This is day two of breakouts. And now the following day will actually become day three of breakouts, okay? And note that I'm not just writing these things, okay? I'm also showing where they are actually breaking out, okay? So you see, now we have day three of breakouts, okay? So what happens? I told you, and this is a good example. That's why I'm forcing to come to it, okay? And I have to explain it. When you look at this example, you realize some important things. We got 3 days of breakout, okay? However, they continued. What happens when they continue? It's a reset. We start from day one, okay? Now we have a day one on Friday, okay? This is where they actually give us a beautiful reset. And I only take the reset into account if it has given day three of breakouts, and also paying close attention to how the upcoming days are actually trading, okay? So you see, now we get this day. This is an inside day, okay? This is an inside day. And what happens the following day? We skip the inside day. Guys, understand the inside day. Understand the significance of the inside day. You see here, what did they do? They used spread to close everybody who was in profit. The same thing I've been explaining over and over again. You see, they came down, but they didn't break here, okay? They didn't break here. So this cannot be rendered a fake breakout or a peak formation. Why? Because this is just an inside day, a clean one. Following day, they broke nothing, okay? And guys, I'm not explaining entries, but kindly notice how your entries are coming from this closing price. You see, closing price. They engulf the closing price. They engulf the closing price. So this is where your entries are coming from. So guys, I know many people want to know about entries, but this is a hack you can utilize. The closing price, the high, the low, that's where your entries will come from every time. But most of the days, they will come from the closing price, okay? They'll come from the closing price. Behavior, how do they behave on the closing price? Okay, they engulf in the closing price. They bounce, engulf the closing price. They are on which side of the EMA? Okay, you just have a lot of tools to use for your entry, okay? I will make another one where we go through entries. I should have done this, and I also want to make another one which talks about the weekly consolidation, which is roughly Monday and Tuesday. And I'll make another 4-hour video which will clarify the pushes for you, okay? Maybe later today, because right now I'm feeling a little bit tired. So let's explain what's happening right here, okay? This is a reset. You see they didn't break anything. This is just a pure inside day. If obviously they closed, everybody was in profit from here, but they used spread, so they didn't break anything, okay? They didn't break the previous day's low. They only break the high. So this tells you they broke the high and continued. What does this mean? This means we have a day two of breakouts, okay? Day two of breakouts. because each day is breaking out. Now we have a day 2 of breakouts in the market. Why? There's a reset. This happens when we have strong trending days or strong trending weeks, okay? Because sometimes we know the trend will go and go and go and last for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or whatsoever. So this is where you use the reset kind of thing. And we get on a Wednesday, finally we get our day 3 of breakouts. Not convincing. You know me. If something is not convincing, I'll tell you right away. It's not convincing. I'm going to use the line graph. Did it break here? No. It's not convincing to me. Okay. So let me delete this day 3 breakouts, because my goal is for everybody to understand what's happening. I don't want to come today and say, this is day 3 breakout. They broke here. Tomorrow I say, this break is not convincing. No. I want to remain consistent in everything I do, okay? Because I know people will pay attention to the little details, okay? And that might be confusing. So for me, on this day, it's obviously not convincing. And I will say it as I say always, not convincing. And I'm going to use the very same thing I use, the line, not convincing they didn't break, okay? So now we're going to go to a 15-minute chart, because I want everybody to understand something that happened and actually gave us more information, okay? So what do I say? Not convincing, okay? But look at this. Look at this. Look at this. What do we always talk about? Trapped volume, okay? I want you to look at this carefully, okay? And tell me what you see. What do you see inside this box? What do you see inside this box? Okay, remember, this is now above the high of the previous week, okay? They just went above the previous week. And before you answer this question, look carefully at how they are treating last week's closing price, okay? I want you to pay close attention to last week's closing price, and I also want you to pay close attention to the high of the week, okay? These are key levels. Let me just write them out. Key levels, okay? Key levels, okay? These are key levels. I want everybody to pay close attention to this, okay? Because this will help you understand a lot of things, even things that I won't explain going forward, okay? Note how I'm putting these words up on the line. These are key levels, right? Right. So tell me what you see happening above this line. The break is not convincing to me. I showed you on a 1 hour time frame. It's not convincing. I don't care if now on a 15 minutes they did break. This break is still not convincing to me, okay? But tell me what you see here. Tell me what you see here. I'm gonna go back to the hourly time frame. Tell me what you see. What you see here. What you see here. What does this say to you? Okay, what does this say to you? I wish it was alive. Everybody was gonna actually respond. But what does this tell you? I'm giving you a minute to actually try to understand what this is saying, okay? Because when I respond, I want you to see where you were wrong or right, okay? And this will help you understand if you understand or if you don't understand at all. So tell me, I'm giving you a minute. Right now, it's actually 42. I'm just gonna take 1 minute, okay? Okay, tell me what you see. Try to write on a paper or somewhere. What do you see? Okay, I'm just gonna grab some water whilst you're still watching. It's just gonna be a minute, okay? Try to understand this. Okay, your minutes has just elapsed, okay? So if you look at this carefully, the break is not convincing, right? That's true. But if you look here, they're sending everybody up. Go up. And everybody who is actually following this for this tactic is actually getting trapped. You see this, right? Everybody is being sent up. Starting from this day, which was the Tuesday. They're sending people up. Breaking the structure. Okay, I don't want to give you this break of structure before you responded, because this was gonna give you, just gonna be like giving you a memorandum. Okay, so you see now, this is a break of structure, actually break-in structure, not break-off structure. Okay, it's a break-in structure. Let's go back to a 15 minutes. I told you this wasn't convincing, but now I know one thing for certain. Okay, now I know one thing. And somebody will say, hey, this is not visible, this is not visible. Guys, this is way too visible, way too visible. Provided I always say, how do they buy? How do they sell? They can't sell their whole order at once. So they want to show you to go out, that they're going up, you sell. They're correct, close you. Show you that they're going up again, you sell. You buy, they are selling now, okay? They sell to you, you're buying, okay? Okay? And now they are selling. They take the prices high, sell. You buy. They break structure. Okay? And these are instances whereby sometimes you see the final leg went beyond. I want this to be in a different color so that you can see. You see, these are instances actually where, let me show you this. These are instances where they actually see that, okay, most people are seeing what they are doing. Most people are selling. More especially because these days people understand the break-in structure. The break-in structure is the first sign that shows you that now momentum to the opposite side is strong. Pay attention to this. The move might not come on the same day where you get the break-in structure. However, the move will follow, okay? The move will follow. So when you get a break-in structure, just be patient. Wait for the clear opportunity to be presented, okay? So as you can see, this is where they sold, and they got more than what they were looking for. However, they noticed actually that, okay, there are many people selling. When they do like this, they now know that there are many people selling, and that's where they come for the last move. They close everybody up. They close everybody out. Now they made more than they were willing to make because obviously many people were selling here as they were buying. A lot of people were getting chowed. This box, stay away from something like this. Whenever you see something like this, it's just choppy and trapping, okay? Wait for the break-in structure and always take something when it's already out of the box, because obviously there's a lot happening in this box and you are not aware of, okay? So this day 3 might not be convincing, but for me it gave me a very beautiful sign, okay? Just look at what they do the following morning. They break, okay? Notice which side of the EMA are we in. We are in the inside. We are in the inside right now, okay? We are in the inside. We are right now in the inside, or we are on the inside, okay? We are inside the EMA. Break-in structure. They went back, closed everybody else, and now they came. Okay, so look at what they were doing, okay? People who are counter trending, when they break here, this tells you that this was a peak formation. That's all we can say. This was a peak formation, okay? This was a peak formation. And there are people who actually were, who bought the peak formation, because this move is obviously coming from a strong trending market. So there are people who actually did what? Bought the peak, they bought here, thinking this move is still going up. And look at how they actually engulf just to mislead people, okay? Once you understand that trap volume is here, they gave a break-in structure and now they gave a day 1. Surely you understand that now we are looking for one thing, okay? We are looking to sell, okay? We are not looking to go back into the peak formation, because when they break here, now we have a peak. So when they break here, we are not gonna counter trend peak formations. We are not going back into the peak. Why? Because we surely understand that now they have trapped volume, and if we are buying or counter trending back into the peak formation, we are doing one thing to ourselves. We are actually going to become part of the trap volume. So this is where you understand trapping, okay? They're trapping the peak formation. You are outside the box after breaking structure, everybody's trapped. You counter trend the peak formation, you are becoming trapped, okay? So from here, that's where you can actually see. I'm not going to go into the entries, but this was perfect. You see now, they make they're now making lower lows and higher lows, okay? You see, they go and pick. What are they pinning? They are actually pinning the closing price of the previous day, and they are also pinning what? They also pinning the low. I told you, most of your entries will come from these two lines, and they're also pinned the EMA. So you have all the confluences you need at this point. Whether you are taking the hourly candle, whether you waited for the equity opening time, or whether you waited for whether you waited for, let's look at the equity opening time. Where did okay, this is the equity opening time. What did we say about the equity? This is London, by the way. We say that equity opening times are most likely to give a stop hunt. So you can see this is a stop hunt to close everybody who was in profit, okay? And now this is where they give a rara track. This is a rara track, very powerful candles, rara track, and this is the beginning of the sell, okay? So once you understand this thing, only thing you should be asking yourself is, you should be looking at these levels just to see who is in profit. And I didn't explain this because I told you to look carefully. You see, they are trapping volume above the high of the week. This is the high of the week. This is the high of the previous week. They are trapping everybody above the high of the week, and they are using the weekly close. You see this green line? They are using this green line as support, okay? They are now using this level as support, whereas at the same time they are trapping people above this high of the week. You see how perfect these levels are, or the importance of these key levels, okay? And now this is when I'm not going to go through entries, but you can see yourself if you are taking after the equity opening time. I did say that 9:30 and 3:30, those are equity opening times, US time. One is for London, which is 3:30 US time. It's for London equity time, and 9:30 US time is actually for US equity opening time. And those are the times when they will throw stop hunts, okay? As you can see, even here they threw a stop hunt. If you were on a 1 hour time frame, you can see that this is a clear, your entry is very clear, okay? How did they behave on these two levels? They pinned and engulfed these two levels. This is where you can now see. Now we have we have a day one. Let's see. It's just that there was a lot of news this day, so I'm not saying everybody was supposed to get this, but I'm just explaining what happened, okay? And using the day one, day two, day three, it all falls under three, okay? Everything is three. Either they're going to be using levels, either they're going to be using pushes, either they're going to be using pips, either they're going to be using days, either they're going to be using sessions, either they're going to be using weeks, whatsoever. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, okay? It's just that they're going to use many variations to trick everybody, because remember, this is not a business meant for people. It's a business meant for the few, and everyone must be donating to them, okay? You understand the objective of the markets, because we always talk about them. That's to take from many and give it to few. So they have to throw variation. Sometimes you won't understand, but always write this down: three. It's gonna be either three pushes, it's gonna be either three levels, it's gonna be either three sessions, it's gonna be either 3 days of breakout, okay? It's gonna be maybe on the weekly template where they use Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for day one, day two, day three, and Wednesday resets and forms a midpoint, and then Thursday becomes a day two, Friday becomes a day three again. It's always gonna be 1, 2, 3. It has always been 1, 2, 3, okay? So what you should do is actually look for a template that actually aligns with your understanding at that particular week, and then take that template, okay? So it's always 1, 2, 3. I will make another one where we explain 1, 2, 3 in terms of 4 hours, and I think that's the most simplest one, okay? So as you can see, this becomes a day one, okay? This becomes a day one, okay? Yes, there are green days and red days that I'm not mentioning, or I'm not actually talking about, but you should understand that, okay? This is the first green day, okay? The first red day, actually. It's just that I'm using day one, okay? So this is the day where actually they don't break the previous day. This is where we have to reintroduce this normal day one, okay? And the following day, this is when we get a day two. However, you must know that we got a day two, we also get a day one of breakouts, okay? Those are some things you must understand on another level, so that the variations when thrown, they don't catch you unaware, okay? You must be aware of all the possibilities and all the tricks that they may throw, because it's always gonna be about tricks. And somebody will come and say, hey, I don't see this, I don't see this. Yes, you don't see it because you are not taking variations into account. You're looking for something to be so perfect, day 1, day 2, day 3, whereas you're not applying your understanding on what you have learned. Okay, so you must always know it's always going to be about 3. If you don't see that the 3s in terms of days, try to see if they didn't actually happen in terms of pips, like we did show in which one was it, USD JPY, where they used the whole day to go 300 pips. That is 3 levels of 100 pips. Okay, so those are the things you must just understand. Somebody is treating this as day 1 and still expecting them to go day 2, day 3, day 3. However, they've already gone those 3 levels, because even if they are going to go 3 days, this is just 50 pips, 50 pips, 50 pips. So this is roughly 100 and something, just plus minus 150. This is 300 ADR, average daily range. We also have average weekly range. Okay, those are things you must understand, and they are limits that the market makers have, so that they don't break the markets. Okay, so just look at how perfect this week was. They came back to the low of the week. So this is where, if you understand actually what's happening, you can actually open this position and hold it for 2 days, because now you understand the day 1, day 2, day 3, and sometimes the day 1 might not be the best trade you can ever have. However, if you understand stop hunts, I believe you could have understood that this is a break. It's a stop hunt. However, they could still have kept going up to give a clear day 3 breakouts, but they didn't give a day 3 breakout. But once everything happened like this, I then knew that, oh, no, this is a day 3. Okay, they treating this as a day 3. Okay, so this is not convincing. Actually became convincing to me after seeing what they were doing. Okay, and now we have a day 3. As you can see, they came down, and then just to create liquidity, because one thing you have to understand is they will always create liquidity. Okay, you see on the London, they come and bounce on these levels, and then they go up just to go and pin the high, the closing price of yesterday. Okay, and you know on this day what you are expecting. You are not counter trending because you know what you are doing. Okay, so once you know or have a directional bias, everything becomes so clearer and everything becomes so simple. Just look at how perfect they came and rested on the low of the week. Okay, so this day was super perfect. I told you they will create liquidity. You see here, propel people to go up. However, they create liquidity. People who buy here, their stops are here, and then when they come, they're gonna chow those stops. And then when the let's look at something very careful, very important right here, right now. Let's see where US equity time opened right here. Okay, this is where the equity time opened. Okay, and as you can see, it went right into the trend. They didn't give a stop hunt, but we got a step hunt back into the trend later for a continuation. So this is where you have to understand market structure. Okay, there's just a lot of things that I actually go into this day 1, day 2, day 3, rather than just saying this is a first green day, this is a first red day. There's a lot of things that come into this. Who is in profit at that moment? Are they pushing you to counter trend? Those are the things you have to pay attention to. And also remember, sometimes you might get this and you're anticipating day 3 and they just want to give you an inside day so that they create liquidity above and below. Okay, so those are the things you must actually start paying attention to. And unfortunately, now I'm left with Great Britain, Pound, USD, and all other currencies, but I can't go through everything in one day. I hope this clarified a lot of things, okay, because we were actually looking at how this week went. Okay, it was a crazy week, guys. There was a lot of news, but understanding how they actually carry out the 1, 2, 3. Yes, I didn't go through entries. Yes, I still owe you all of you entries, but you understand. Okay, understand. You see how they are actually treating these lines are important. You see they come down, they pin this line, they come and lock. This is a lock. They're trading back into the low, propelling people to get low, and then they are trapping people immediately. You see how they bounce on this line, and then we get a big engulf. This is on a 15-minute candle. If you are actually on a lower time frame, you could have seen things a little more clear. You see they just come and pin engulf this line. So their behaviors on these lines, guys, will give you a perfect entry. Okay, so when you actually going to backtest, kindly backtest what happens on these lines. backtest what happens on these lines. That is important. Backtest what happens on these lines. It could, but this line is going to be the most important out of all your lines. Okay, it's yesterday's closing price. Please download it. It's in the description below. It's for free. Okay, and also pay close attention on the EMA. Which side are you on the EMA? What is happening? What day is it? Okay, so once you have a directional bias, this line is going to help you get the best entries, and the EMA will also help you get the entries. And just know that they will create liquidity. Okay, this is liquidity. Before going down, they'll always create liquidity so that they come back to that liquidity. Okay, as you can see, this was Asia, so they close everybody from Asia, and still people from Asia during the gap time who sold are still in profit, and they are actually going for them. Okay, so those are the things you must understand. So guys, I don't want this to go beyond 2 hours, so thank you all. And if you are still new, hit the subscription button, because you will get consistent. Okay, and for the family, like, comment and share, and learn, go and back test, and pay attention to what happens to this line. Okay, please do. Thank you.